What's up guys, EJ here, back with another video today, and it's going to be my DVD update for April 12th, 2012, or April 14th, sorry. So I've got 10 new films to show you, all from 1996. So let's get straight into it, a little bit of everything in this update. So up first, we have 2 Days in the Valley. Very cool film, sort of a dark comedy, crime thriller, set in LA. A great cast: Danny Aiello, James Spader, Jeff Daniels, Eric Stoltz, Charlize Theron, what's the girl's name? Terry Hatcher. Loved the scene between Charlize and Terry Hatcher. Sort of in the tradition of Pulp Fiction, it was sort of labeled a Pulp Fiction ripoff at the time, but I really enjoy it. I think it's got great characters, good funny story, yeah, good mix of comedy and crime. A good film. Okay, up next I picked up The Arrival, directed by David Twohy, starring Charlie Sheen, who plays a sort of radio telescopic technician for SETI, looking for extraterrestrial signals out in the desert where the big dishes are. Sort of discovers a sort of a precursor of a alien invasion. Very underrated film, actually. It's I think one of Charlie Sheen's very good performances. A good sci-fi film, that's for sure. Not many people talk about it. The Arrival. Okay, up next, if you haven't guessed already by the music, I of course picked up The Cable Guy, or Cable Guy, with Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick, directed by Ben Stiller. I'm not a huge fan of this film, I must say, but it does have its moments, I'll give it that. I think even Jack Black has a small role in this film from what I remember, but pretty funny. Of course, Jim Carrey plays a cable guy who harasses Matthew Broderick to become his friend and not just his cable provider. Really good soundtrack. The songs you'll hear on this update are obviously from the soundtrack, and I've had the soundtrack for a long time. Okay, up next, I picked up The Fan, directed by Tony Scott. Sort of a ridiculous film, if you ask me. Robert De Niro plays an overzealous fan of the San Francisco Giants, and Wesley Snipes is sort of a Barry Bonds-esque free agent from Atlanta who comes over to join the Giants. Obviously, since I am a Giants fan, I have a morbid curiosity towards this film, but it's sort of ridiculous. Robert De Niro's performance, especially, he's like throwing knives at him in the middle of a game in a rainstorm. It's sort of ridiculous, but it's got a good cast. Ellen Barkin, Benicio del Toro, and John Leguizamo round out a very good cast. It's an okay film if you like baseball and thrillers. Sort of an odd mix if you ask me, but as I am a Giants fan, I enjoy it for that reason mainly. Okay, up next we have Freeway, really good film with Kiefer Sutherland and Reese Witherspoon. I've never been a huge Reese Witherspoon fan, but this is one of the films she's in that I really do like. I haven't seen it in a long time. I just remember it's a pretty crazy thriller, a road trip movie. Kiefer Sutherland picks up Reese Witherspoon, who's sort of running away from her boyfriend, from what I remember, and you think he's sort of like a serial killer type, and this film twists and turns on its head quite a few times. Sutherland and Witherspoon are very good together. Just a cool film from what I remember. Sort of classic 90s. Okay, up next we have Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. Who directed this? Walter Hill, that's right. Co-stars Christopher Walken. Willis sort of comes into this town where two rival crime families are fighting, and he offers his services to both of them. Sort of plays one against the other. It's a good action film, not Willis's best, but it's got a good look to it. Sort of a mafia crime action film, if you like. That's what I would consider Last Man Standing. It's okay, it's not great. Okay, up next we have Michael. What is that? It's a okay film. John Travolta stars as a supposed angel. He's not a saint, he's an angel in this film. Co-starring Andy McDowell and William Hurt. These reporters go down to this Midwestern town to pick him up, find out what he's all about, and they sort of drive back to Chicago, and John Travolta has a lot of fun. It's a pleasant film. That's the best way to describe it, really. Much like that, I also picked up Phenomenon, again with John Travolta, Kira Sedgwick, Forrest Whitaker, and Robert Duvall. Who directed this? John Turteltaub. An okay sort of sci-fi drama. Travolta plays a guy in a Midwestern town. I believe he designs like wicker chairs or something, from what I remember. And one night he gets zapped by some sort of alien being. It's like a bolt of light, not exactly lightning, sort of comes down from heaven, and it changes his physiology. He can move stuff with his mind, and he becomes a big fascination in the town. Again, a pleasant film. Travolta made two of these the same year, along with Michael. They're sort of very similar. Okay, up next we have, I'll take the rest of the wrapping off, Ransom, Special Edition, directed by Ron Howard, starring Mel Gibson, Rene Russo, Gary Sinise, Delroy Lindo. Of course, Gibson plays a wealthy executive whose son gets kidnapped, and instead of paying the ransom, he offers it to anybody who can capture these criminals and bring back his son. I haven't seen this in a long time as well, but it's okay from what I remember. Not great, but not bad, that's for sure. Always been a Mel Gibson fan. I've never really cared about his antics away from the screen. That's sort of my policy with all actors in general. I don't care what they do in their personal lives. I really don't. How they are as actors and directors and writers, that's all I really care about when it comes to films and actors, and Mel Gibson is definitely in that boat. Okay, last but not least, because it's probably the best film of the bunch, and that is Sling Blade. Of course, written and directed by Billy Bob Thornton, sort of the film that put him on the map back in '96. He won a Best Actor Oscar for his performance as this sort of, it's not really slow or, well, I guess you could say he is slow, but this man let out of prison after 15 years for a horrific crime, and he befriends this mother and her son, and of course his eventual violent past comes back to haunt him. It's a very good performance by Thornton. I haven't seen it in probably 5 or 6 years now, but it's a really good film. Miramax Collector Series, I believe this is. So there you go. Those are the 10 films, all from 1996. A little bit of everything here. Thank you for watching, and until next week, I'll see you.